Hello, everyone, and welcome to Talk Tuesday about Business. It's Nancy Stidle from the Business Mission. Really delighted to be here with you today. And today is Talk Tuesday, so it's all about business advice and tips. I hope you're doing all good. Hope your businesses are doing well. And we're going to talk today about different business advice and tips. And hopefully, this will give you some direction with your own business. Okay, so I'm Nancy Stedel. I run a firm called The Business Mission. I'm here every Tuesday for Talk Tuesday about Business, 12 noon UK time in the Business Mission's Facebook page. I run the firm called The Business Mission, which helps people start businesses, set up businesses, structure businesses. You can go to www.thebusinessmission.com to learn more about our services and what we offer. So it's just after 12, and I'm going to start cracking on. And today's topics is how can I overcome my perfectionism and stop procrastinating in business? Okay. I see a lot of people start a business and they're really all about being perfect. And there's no such thing as being perfect. Trying to be perfect is not sustainable, but being progressive is much better in business. Okay. The next thing that we are going to talk about are what are some common mistakes that startups make in their initial stage of their business. Okay, I think when you start a business and maybe you don't have any business knowledge or experience, it's good to really listen to those mistakes that can be avoided. And if somebody has been down that path and they can give you that direction, then do listen to it because it might help you in the long run. Okay. And finally, some suggestions if you are thinking of setting up a business and what sort of business you want to set up. Again, over Facebook and in social media, I do see a lot of people say, look, I got a little bit money. I'm not sure what sort of business to start. Can you give me some direction? So I'm going to give you some direction and suggestions on, if you're thinking of setting up a business, what sort of business should you set up? Okay, so we're going to go straight to the first question, which is how can I overcome my perfectionism and stop procrastinating in business? Okay, so the most likely reason you are trying to be perfect is because you have a lot riding on this perfectionism. In your past, you got this idea that maybe good grades, a good job, a great performance, perfect performance is a reward, much better than a regular performance. And people look up to those who are close to perfect. We see this all the time on social media. They aspire to be like them and give them extras. Okay, those which seem are close to producing perfect results make a lot more money, seem happier, and have more of the life that they are looking for. Okay, if this really happens to people that are merely close to being perfect, what do you think would happen if you're actually be perfect? Would that solve all your problems in business, in yourself? Would that not ensure, without a reasonable doubt, that your client will stay and that you get everything in business that you want? Would you be without worries then? Would you be living a life in total security as long as you are perfect? Because when you're perfect, there is absolutely nothing to complain about because you're perfect. You're the best. What you did was so good, there is no room for error or anyone to attack you through what you did. It was perfect after all. It is this desire for ultimate control and total security that makes us strive for perfection. For we believe that a perfect business cannot be bad. If everything we do is perfect, then there's nothing that can fail us in business, and there's no disappointments, and we will be totally safe. To put it in different words, when we produce something that is not perfect, it can be taken apart. A job performance that has holes in it may lead us to be fired. A business which has holes in it can lead the business to fail. A relationship that's not perfect may lead to fights and a broken heart, and a life not lived perfectly may lead to regret, remorse, and a lot of pain. But if we are perfect, we are in control. Nobody can surprise us. Nothing can take from us. Everything will be all right. It is this desire that also leads us to procrastinate when we want to be perfect. Okay, so for if we know that we cannot do a perfect job at all, we'd rather avoid trying at all in attempt to avoid the consequences. And that's where the procrastination sits in, because you think, well, look, I can't do this. It's not going to be perfect. So I might as well not even start it. And what's ironic about this all is that we fall into a form of self-fulfilling prophecy. We believe we have to be perfect and everything else will be subpar. And then when we encounter subpar work made by us, we try to scrape it or avoid it, which ultimately leads us to spending less time in the work. This then increases the chances, that we will do a poor job and make it more likely that we will fail, resulting in us believing more strongly, here we go, that we need to be perfect to succeed. And we put more expectations on ourselves and our business, which results us demanding more and allowing less for us and our business, making it more likely that the next time we do a subpar job, the cycle repeats. Now, to avoid this pitfall, we must let go of the idea that a perfect job or a perfect task or a perfect business will solve all this. We have to begin to accept that we can have those challenging days, and this is absolutely okay. This makes it easier for us to not only start the work, but also to put more into it, to increase our chances of a job well done. Not perfect, but well done. Over the time, then, do the reverse of the above mentioned self-fulfilling prophecy, and create a life centered on the idea that we do not have to perform well to succeed. We relax more as we encounter situations in which we got by with doing an okay job, and this further our beliefs that we do not always have to be perfect for the next time. We've got to allow ourselves to let go of the safety net because it is not real or achievable. In fact, the more we hold on to this idea of perfection and control and security, the further it slips from our hands. By letting go of the idea we must do a perfect job, we become more secure and we lead a better life as we have less demands that we make of ourselves, and we do a better job on average, increasing the amount of control and security we have. It is in being courageous enough to do the work in spite of knowing one can fail, that one creates a positive prophecy for oneself, and that we spiral towards a more comfortable and better life. In business, it's never about perfection. It's about progression. I say this to all my clients. You must just progress because the progression will lead you on that journey. It's not about being perfect and looking a certain way or, it's just doing those steps to get where you need to go with what you're doing. Okay? So I really hope that gives you some direction of how to overcome your perfectionism and stop procrastinating business. Because if you constantly think, I gotta be perfect and this has gotta be perfect, and I'm not gonna do it until it's perfect, you will never ever get anything done. So drop the perfection because actually nothing is perfect in life. And that's the joy about seeing things really in a different way because it was about the progress of the item or the journey to get you there. Okay, it's Nancy from Talk Tuesday About Business. I'm very delighted to be here with you today. I've got sort of a mixed bag of information for you today that will help your business. And I run the Business Mission, which is a firm, www.thebusinessmission.com, which you can visit and enjoy our services and learn more about our business over there. I do Talk Tuesday every Tuesday, 12 noon UK time, in the Business Mission's Facebook page. So if you know anybody that is starting a business and needs some direction, please guide them to our page. And I'm here every Tuesday. All right, so let's get on to the next question, which is, what are some common mistakes that startups make during their initial phase? Okay, stop the business plan for one moment. Okay, this advice will save you lots of money. Yes, yes, you've heard me correctly. I suggest you stop working on your business plan for a moment until you visualize how this business will impact and how to start a business. You must start with, I have a business idea. Most will advise you the first thing to do is start working on a business plan. So why do many startups fail? Because they think they need a perfect business plan. Okay, again, I see this many times on Facebook. Oh, I didn't do a business plan because it's not necessary. And, it's going to change all the time, the business. But that's the joy of it. The business plan must be flexible, but you do need a base structure. Okay, you do need a base structure. Most startups think that they need to perfect this business plan, which is absolutely incorrect. You need structured business plan, a flexible business plan, but you need a plan. Okay? As the saying goes, if you build it, they will come. It does work. Write out a business plan and understand to keep it flexible. Okay, make sure that the business plan is flexible. With my clients, we revisit the business plan every 3 to 4 months and update it. Okay, a business plan does need a lot of structure. The business plans that I do with my clients are 35 to 40 pages long, which really I don't think is a lot of pages when you consider all the information you need from a marketing, advertising, sales, brand strategy, SWOT analysis, competitors. It tallies up very quickly. If your business plan is 2 pages, it's not enough structure. Okay, but it's got to be flexible. And again, like I said, I take all my clients back to their business plan every 3 to 4 months, remind them to upgrade it and make those changes. Okay, so that should give you some understanding there about what is a common mistake. It's the perfection thing again. Okay, simply put a business plan together, and if you need help with business plans, please come see me because that's my specialty. I really enjoy doing business plans and helping clients do business plans. All right, we're on our last question for today on Talk Tuesday About Business. And the question, or sort of the direction with this one, is some suggestions if you're thinking of setting up a business and what kind of business you want to set up. Okay, so I put together some points here. Right, number one, know what you want. Why exactly do you want to be an entrepreneur or a business owner? I mean, I always say starting a business is like having a baby. Why do you want to be a parent? Okay, it's very important that you address this question before you move on. Understand that entrepreneurship is like a house without an exit. Basically, you're your own employer, you're taking risks, your rewards and your losses, and understand that entrepreneurship is not an alternative to a job. Okay, you have a lot of responsibilities as an entrepreneur or a business owner. So you got to ask yourself why you want to do that. I think a lot of people start businesses because of money. And I truly believe that is the wrong direction to go. You must start a business to improve lives, improve your life, improve other lives, and then the money will come. But you really have to ask yourself, why do you want this responsibility and why do you want to be an entrepreneur? Okay, ask yourself that question first. And if your answer has anything to do with money, then do not set up your own business. Okay, because you will have a really hard time. Number two, know what it takes to get there. Okay? Entrepreneurship and business ownership is not a walk in a park. Neither is a 100-meter dash. It's a marathon where the only way to get there is to follow a very hard path, and sometimes a path that has not been traveled. Okay, I do explain to a lot of people there are sort of three mind thoughts before you start a business, which is very similar to a baby. It's really exciting to think, you know what, I want a kid, I want a business. That's really exciting. But then being pregnant, doing the structure, that's another driving force. But to actually get the airplane off the runway is really hard. So to be a mother or a father and raise the kid is really hard. So there's three different thought patterns there. Okay? It's hard mentally. I'll not say physically, but mentally. You must meditate, you must eat right, you must time management. You must keep working and working and working to that goal. It's like climbing Mount Everest. Okay, so you must really think if you have what it takes. When I interview people who want to do business plans with me, I look at them and I say, is this something you are willing to lose your breath over? Okay, do you need this as bad as your breath? I know with my businesses, I eat, sleep, and breathe business. And my partner, he always gets really mad with me. But that's how it is. You have to be obsessed with your business if you want to start a business, or don't do it. You've got to be there every 2 hours to feed the baby. You have to have the drive, the determination, and focus. And those days you feel down, yeah, lay on the sofa, but you got to get up and keep going. Owning a business is not for everybody. Yeah, you can step into a role as somebody who owns a business, and maybe that's better for you. But you got to have a lot of determination and a lot of drive, and you have to have a lot of focus to want to do a business. Okay? You must get out of your comfort zone. You got to roll up your sleeves. Comfort is your worst enemy to success. Before you roll up your sleeves, make sure you get this right, that you agree to work hard to succeed. Okay? When you have a business, you've got to be innovative and you got to be creative, because you know what? There's a lot of competitors in the market. You have to have a brain and a mind and a creative angle. What can I do today that's going to be exciting, that's going to draw people to my business? If you don't have that, I wouldn't advise you go into business. You've got to sell concepts. Again, you've got to be a really good salesperson if you want to go into business, and don't. Again, that's what it is. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Everyone would have a business. But that's why a lot of people work for me. And that's okay too. I think, what's her name? Sheryl Sandberg works for Facebook and takes Facebook to the next level with Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, there are some people that are born leaders and some people are followers, and even those followers are great right men or great right women, and they can do that. But you need to be innovative if you want to have a business. Okay. Next point is set up a goal. You cannot travel to your destination without knowing where you're going. And if you're serious about this business, where you're going to take it, you got to be serious about the business. Okay? I'm really kind of strict with my clients. I don't take no slack. You don't show up, I'm not interested in you. Okay? I will push you to the top of that mountain, but if you are not going to push yourself, then forget it. You have to have drive. Okay? I am a person hungry for success, and I am driven. Okay, and then my clients know that. Okay, and that's why, when they apply for business plans with me to do the course, I give them a form. Are you ready to take on this board? I will sit there with you and cry if you need to, but there's no more room for that. You got to get up, keep moving. Okay, so you need to set up goals to make sure you'll get there, and also lay down a solid plan of how you will get there. That's what you need to do, a written business plan. Oh, geez, how many people I see on Facebook? I just launched my business this week. They haven't done a business plan. They will crumble. They're only thinking short term. Please, when you start a business, do not think short term. Think long term. Okay? A house that does not do a blueprint and just goes off and builds a house, the planning will come later, and they'll say, I'm sorry, you did not plan. You did not have planning permission. Goodbye house. Okay? Sorry, I'm very passionate about it. You must think long term when you set up business, not short term. Okay, not just go get a door, a window, a roof, and then all that glue it all together. It will never last. If you want value in this house, if you want to sell this house for millions, you've got to do a blueprint. You've got to plan. Okay, you don't plan to, fail to plan to fail. Okay, the long term will cost you a lot more if you don't initially put the structure in place from the moment you start a business. Okay, I know it's really boring and you got to be really patient, but hey, a baby takes 9 months in the womb to build structure. So why are you not doing that with your businesses? Okay, so create an audience. Oh, I see all these people out there who go out and do market research and say, oh, where's my audience? I can't find the audience. No, you need to create this audience. Okay. You need to create the audience and they will appear. You create what you want, you manifest it, and those people will appear. That's how easy it is. I don't believe in market research at all because I just don't. Even Steve Jobs never did market research for Apple once. He just knew his audience and then he developed because of that. Henry Ford didn't go out and say, hey, does everybody want a car? No, he just built it and everybody bought it. That's how it works. I just find market research is for people that aren't confident with their product and their belief in what. Listen, if you really have a product you believe in 100%, you just do a business plan and the universe will work with you to manifest what you want there. But you must be patient. It doesn't happen. It's like you go and get some soil and a seed, apple tree seed, and you plant it. Okay? You don't go to the neighborhood and say, hey, does everybody think I should grow an apple tree? No, you don't. You just grow it. You grow it. And then all of a sudden it gets really big. And the neighbors go, oh my God, you've got apples in your backyard. Do you think we can have one? There you go. Did you do market research for that? No. I'm sorry. Market research is a waste of time, waste of money. Just do the business plan, lay down the foundation, believe in your product 110%, and it will happen for you. Okay? So you must create the audience. You must create an awesome product or service. Create a good product and service is the other side of the equation to match the product against the audience. Create the right product and match it with the right audience, and this is sales. These two are in harmony where they cannot go wrong, unless, of course, some crazy thing happens and takes over. But again, if you have an idea and you really, really believe in it, then you must put a business plan together and then take that journey. Again, you don't go out to the world and say, hey, everybody, should I have a baby? And what should my baby look like? No, you decide, I want a baby. I need to, with my partner, have a baby, and that's it. And then the baby grows in your womb. You don't ask people, should my baby be a dancer? Should it be? No, you just do that. And then what happens? As the baby grows, the audience, there's the teacher, and there's the gym teacher, and the art teacher. They all start to gravitate to the baby. That's how it works. Okay? Implement all strategies. Okay? Implementation is more difficult than merely coming up with a brilliant idea. I think a lot of people just do not have patience in business and they just run for it. They just One day they wake up and they go, oh, I have this great idea. I'm just going to go get a website and I'm going to go to get an Etsy shop. A lot of people who do jewelry, they just go Etsy and they don't think about the plan. You know, I'm starting another business and it's very early stages. But again, I'm doing a business plan. I'm doing a marketing strategy. I'm doing a brand for my own business. Okay. The first 9 months, all structure for me before I get it out there. That's why the business mission does so well, because before the business mission went live, I did a business plan for the business mission. I did a marketing strategy, a marketing plan, a brand strategy. I set up a Facebook page. I didn't open it for 120 days because I put content in there. So when people came in, there was interesting content to read. Okay, so doing strategies requires execution speed, innovation, and a proven strategy. Execution means taking actions. Most people procrastinate for a long time before they take actions, which then your competitors have reached that milestone. Planning is good. You must plan, but then you need to execute these strategies. Now, the execution, I think, is the hardest part. I always say to my clients, right, it's a bit like starting a business is a bit like deciding going on holiday, okay? And you're gonna build this plane that you want to take on holiday. Now, the first thing is saying, okay, the business idea. I don't know, like you say, I'm going to open an ice cream shop. Okay, I'm going to open an ice cream shop, and then there's the idea. Okay, but then you've got to build the runway that this ice cream plane business is going to get off. Okay, there's the runway. You got to build this runway. Okay, runways don't happen overnight. Go to the airport and see how long it took them to build that runway. Okay, so you build the runway so the runway's smooth, not bumpy and not, half done. Then you've got to build the plane. Okay, now you got to take that plane down the runway and in the air, and that is hard because you got to get it off the ground. Okay, and that's where I find a lot of business owners really, you can determine the weak from the strong. Okay, humans are lazy and sluggish by nature, and therefore getting the work done requires a constant push and meaningful results. You have to get the plane off the ground. Okay, it's all good doing the strategies, and you must do that, but then you got to get the plane, the business, off the ground, making revenue. Okay, and finally, plow back the profits into your business. Plow back your profits into the business to ensure that the business survives in the future. The first 3-5 years of a business is all about keeping the money in the business to recycle it in order to grow the business. Okay? Again, I see a lot of people start a business and then they go, I'm not making any money. Oh, there's money coming. I'm just going to go pay it on my rent. No chance in hell your business is going to grow. The first 3 to 5 years, you must keep the money in the business to grow the business. Okay, imagine you have a child and you set up a trust fund for this kid to go to university or to go to school or whatever. And every month you start to take money out of that, the child can't go to the school. Okay, you need another job or another source of income to have a business so you can live, pay your rent, buy food, whatever over there. You can build, you can, sorry, I got distracted by a comment. I will address your comment in a minute, sorry. Okay, but you need to have another job in order to start a business or some income. Like maybe you're from a fortunate family and they really believe in your vision and they're going to borrow you the money to do this business, but you still need to pay your rent. Now, you put money in the business because you are not the business. You're a separate entity than the business. You lend the money to the business and then the business needs to pay you back. Okay, so you lend this money to the business. Now the business starts to grow and in theory, it can make profit by year 3, depending of course of what the business is. But if you're sort of doing a service business, you can profit by year 3. Okay. Now, if you take any money out of this business in the first 3 to 5 years, it will suffer. You can't afford to give yourself a salary. You need to put it back into marketing, into advertising, into strategies, into keep growing the business. Like a child, you put it into shoes and clothing and food and education and nanny and nursery and all those things. That's what you need to do with the business. Okay? Not only that, we've seen a prime example of the pandemic where businesses have collapsed simply because they had no savings, they had no money in the bank. Okay, there's a really good example right there is had they had some money, in this surplus, in the kitty, to be prepared for these global downfalls, they would have been able to sail through a little more of the situation in the pandemic. Because at the end of the day, these bounce back loans, they got to pay them back. Okay, so I hope that's given you some really good tips on, some suggestions if you're starting to thinking of doing a business and what does it take. And I hope you've enjoyed that. And if you do have any further questions, please feel free to message me at the Facebook page or info@thebusinessmissions.com. And if you are starting a business, please do a business plan before anything. If you need help or direction on business plan, I offer business plan courses. I do marketing strategy and marketing plan courses, but you need to do the business plan before the marketing because marketing is second floor. If there's no business plan, collapse. All right. So I wish you a very productive and remember, progressive, not perfection, progressive week ahead in your business. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you next Tuesday for Talk Tuesday about Business, 12 noon UK time, in the Business Missions Facebook page. Take care. Bye.